Hello and welcome to episode, I think it's 5 of Box Bros. It's me, Dave, and is
me, Harshal, and we have
me, Alfie.
There you go. Look at that. Number 1 for Max Verstappen. An iconic, symbolic win for the Dutchman. He even got the Tifosi crowd turning on Ferrari themselves, singing Max Verstappen. Oh, man. I mean...
Generational, man. Generational.
How do you feel, Alfie? I feel like you get to do the honours. I feel like some of this effort of this win, even if it's a couple of percent, goes towards you. So how do you feel?
Nothing towards me. I'm just in 26, but it's nice. It's nice to know that we've changed the way we approach weekends for the first time. We come in, Lauren Mecky's 100% pole to win ratio, by the way, as team principal.
Of course, yeah.
The Mecky's era is underway. The way he changed the car, the way he sets up, he listens to Max. Or Horner didn't want to listen to Max, and I think
Horner didn't want to listen to Max.
He wanted to do different stuff with the setup. Pierre Walsh wanted to change the rear wing for qualifying. Max won't have it.
That's it. Who is he?
He's the technical director. He's taken over from Newey. He
recommended to have a bigger rear wing on.
I won't say anything about Walsh.
Yeah, keep your job safe. Red Bull will be watching the podcast in the morning going, right, call that Alfie up.
They don't know about it yet.
We see Box Bros has come as a bit of a red flag to us today.
Yeah.
Alfie, would you mind coming into the office, please?
Yeah. Being the shit. At least he's not Horner anymore.
Speaking of Horner, though, a bit controversial. Apparently that lady's back in work again.
Is she?
Yeah, I saw a report that came out from Thomas Mayer or Andrew Benson. They both are like really good sources on X. Andrew Benson, he works for BBC, and Thomas Mayer, I think he works for Planet F1.
Yeah.
Articles, apparently that lady's back into the world of Formula One.
Yeah, she went to another team. I heard that. Yeah, not back with Red Bull. She did go to another team.
Bull, you know. Well, for better or for worse, I'm happy. You know, it's not easy to get into the world of Formula One, and with the amount of experience that she had, you know, now that Horner's out the window, I'm happy that she's got
anyway, what do we think about that race weekend? What do you think about it as a McLaren fan, Dave?
Yeah, hats off to Max. He raced a really good race there. The first turn incident, obviously,
racing incident.
It was a racing incident. He's
struggling to be able to say good things about Max.
No, I was just saying he gave the position back, which that's showing Max has grown up a bit, because in previous races he would have been like, no, that's mine. I won't. He gave it back. He listened to his team. I think
this season has really matured him. Not winning everything.
I think it's since having a baby.
Yeah.
Since becoming a father, he's had to grow up because obviously he's had that fatherly role. Yeah,
the amount of people who are saying, or actually betting on the fact that he won't do as well now that he's got a baby. You know, like it's the curse, the Sebastian Vettel curse. Sebastian Vettel had a baby and didn't win and whatnot. And Max, it's so funny. I was going to make a video about this. In Hungary, 2 races ago, he said, I'd be surprised if we win a race under normal conditions. Last race, P2. This race, P1. Like, that is the most Max Verstappen thing you can ever imagine to happen. When everything seems like it's going downhill and it's going wrong, just like that, he's back.
Can't fault him. How he took their mediums to where he did take them. The state of that tyre, everybody saw the state of that front tyre. Bro. I was even on stream. I was like, that tyre is going to blow. That, I mean, anybody else, that tyre would have been a blowout and they'd have been into the wall or off. It would have ruined their race. But Max has somehow kept it there to give the position back to Lando where he did, and then to get the place pretty much straight back again. It wasn't a McLaren race today, and that was clear to see. It wasn't ever going to be a McLaren race.
No.
The only reason that a McLaren did lead 1 or 2 laps is purely because of the first lap, the first turn incident. Yeah. And that's the only reason. If Max had got round there clearer, it would have been a clean. I reckon it would have been a clear 20 seconds. It wouldn't have been a 19.2. It would have been a clear 21 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking on that part when you said it was 19 seconds, I saw a stat on Instagram. That is the longest lead someone's had on a race. Longest winning margin this season.
This season, yeah. Which is funny it's ironic, isn't it?
And
like, you think out of anyone, it'd probably be like I was expecting it to be similar to, what was it, last year in Zandvoort when Norris won by like an arm and a leg. I would have assumed that it was going to be another dominant
Then Max won it
performance
by
like
an arm
that.
and a leg.
But Max, I mean, he never really looked under pressure. I think you've got to, respect McLaren apart from their horrendous 6-second pit stop. You've got to respect them for trying to go a little
Dave
bit
crying
different.
inside.
They're trying to go for, I mean, they tried to go for soft tyres, didn't they? And see if they
But
could
they
bring
weren't.
them
They
to
were
life.
taking like what, less than a tenth out of Max a lap.
Yeah, I mean, but there you go. You've got to respect the fact that they were giving it a go, but inevitably Max was just too fast, irrespective of what tyre they were on. I think what McLaren were aiming to get is, we've got like 10 laps left. Maybe if we can eat in like a second per lap into Max's timing, because obviously soft to hard is two compound jumps, right? But it just didn't matter.
They weren't gonna. They left it too late to pit anyway. I mean, when Max came out of the pits, he was 19 seconds behind, I think. When the McLarens decided to pit,
he was.
There was only 8 or 9 seconds in it.
Yeah.
The 5.9 second pit stop that he had wouldn't have made any difference. I do agree with the team orders of asking him and Oscar to swap around, because if they would have pitted Lando first, he might not have had that issue. And then when Oscar would have come into the pits, Leclerc would have come in front of him. So it was a case of Piastri. I think he would have done. I think he would have been in there before him. It could have potentially been Oscar's team, Oscar's pits it would have been a side by side. I think potentially it could have been a P3/P4 for Oscar if he went second into the pits. Hungary last year, although it was team orders again, and Lando did take a bit of a convincing to give the position back to Oscar. It's you take some, you win some, you lose some.
Definitely,
He's only lost 3 points to Lando, where he could have lost a few more.
6-point swing, isn't it?
Can I say something?
The other way, it's a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
So I just hope that in the future it doesn't we don't look back at this moment when we get to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, definitely. I think Max going out there proving when that Red Bull can get firing, it's unbeatable when it gets hot. Well, not unbeatable, but it's a good car when it's in that right window. And they've opened the working window now. They've changed the way Mekis approaches the weekend. The car's got a wider operating window rather than Horner was there.
It's built for certain tracks, isn't it? It's built for certain tracks.
Yeah,
apparently that's what I don't know if it was Mekis who said it or someone else, but basically what was said is now they no longer look at just simulations in terms of understanding how good the car is. They're bringing in other aspects as well, and a lot more of it is like intuitive.
This is the first weekend,
logic.
and the first weekend they do that, they managed to win by 20 seconds.
They use a bit more common sense apparently, which is good because also, data is a bit of
also, if you'd have, what was it, last weekend in Zandvoort, after 15 laps their mediums were dead. How many laps did Max go on these? 37?
43?
Yeah, something insane like that.
47 even. No, 43. 37. No, you might be right, 37, yeah.
Something like that.
Because it's 53 lap race, yeah.
43 is when Piastri come in, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. The fact he could do that just shows the upgrades and the new brake ducts have really helped out with tyre wear. And hope, fingers crossed, touch wood, that's solved, and we will be able to fight for wins more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play devil's advocate even as a Red Bull fan and say I still think McLaren have got the upper hand.
They definitely have.
Do you know what fascinates me and why I love just the idea of Max Verstappen always just being in Formula One is there was someone on my stream earlier and they even entertained the idea of Max Verstappen being able to win the World Championship even though he's 94 points behind Oscar Piastri. But what I mean by that is obviously it's not going to happen, but the fact that people can actually even assume that or think that, even if it's a 2% chance, the only reason why people can think that is because it's Max Verstappen. If it was Lewis Hamilton, you'd still say almost impossible. If anything, you're joking. If it was Leclerc, you're joking. If it was Sainz, you're joking. If it's Russell, you're joking. But the fact that it's Max Verstappen, people just start believing and dreaming again. And to emphasize on your point, Alfie, I mean, that's exactly it. It's that perfect margin to get the Red Bull to work, because we saw when we were finishing like P7 to P9, when Yuki was like qualifying P16, P17, and then you get the right window for the car.
Yeah, Mekis,
and you're 20 seconds ahead.
Yeah, Mekis has changed the working window on that car brilliantly.
It is,
Lauren
It's
Mecky's
been
the
somewhat
man.
of a turnaround.
I don't want to hype Mecky's up, but what you can do is transform a car.
Well, you should, mate. If he listens to this, you might get a promotion. What is that?
That's Alexa.
Oh.
Shush.
Alexa, play Max Verstappen.
No, they can't hear that.
We'll get copyrighted.
Oh, my one's playing it now. Oh my god, my one's playing it.
Oh, we'll get copyrighted on YouTube.
Alexa, shut up. That was less than 7 seconds.
Yeah, but
oh my god, sorry. Let me just speak about this. Did you see how there was a journalist and they took the absolute mick out of George Russell?
No.
Yeah.
It was so basically George Russell was asked what are your thoughts, and he was saying nothing. He was like so then the journalist was like speechless, and then George Russell was like yeah, and then the journalist was like and speedless too. Like literally, mate.
Unreal.
He was like speechless and speedless, and George was like, yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's funny because it's the commentators were from Viaplay, and obviously that's where that's Dutch. Like they cover the Dutch media.
Bit of Viaplay,
so it was perfect. It was perfect.
Unreal. But as you were saying about the World Championship, I think if he can get that car into that window most weekends, which Meccy should be able to do now, he's understood, we've got a flow for it. Say one of the McLarens have a collision, who's to say Max can't crawl his way back into it?
Well, that's exactly it, right? I mean, that's one
It's not going to
DNF
happen,
away.
but it's an outside bet. If you want to be cheeky, just slap £2 on it or something.
Well, I mean, listen, I would say it's right now there is
20%.
42% chance of 45% chance of Piastri winning the championship. Maybe a 44% chance of Lando winning the championship. And that's me being generous. And then the remaining 11% is Max somehow being able to do a blind.
Max, Oscar, and Lando all have a 50-50 chance of winning it each. They're either going to win it or they're not.
You think you would still consider Max a threat to you?
There's two. They're either going to win it 50% or they're not going to win it 50%.
No, but like out of all three of them, if you were to give it like a probability.
The probability 33.3% each.
It is Max Verstappen we're talking about. Anyway,
that's his lucky number, isn't it? Number 33. So
yeah, that's
maybe that's some soft.
I hope I haven't just set it up for Max now to win and jinx the two McLarens.
I will clip this, and I will clip this.
There you go.
But that's enough of Glaze and Max for now. What do you think?
Dave jinxes his own team 4 months later. Max Verstappen, 5-time world champion.
The number 1 for 26.
And I'll be drinking all of those McLaren tears. Oh, beautiful.
But that's enough Glaze and Max from me today. And probably.
So, yeah. What do you think of Sainz and Ollie Behrman?
I don't see what Sainz is doing.
He was doing exactly what he didn't do last week when he got his 10-second penalty. He was making sure he was ahead. The rules are stating that if he is ahead and going into it, you can't defend in that situation. You need to back out of that situation. So Behrman should have backed out. He didn't.
Yeah.
So it's his fault for causing the collision.
Have you seen about Behrman? He's now got 10 out of 12 penalty points.
He's 2 points away from a ban.
Yeah.
So
where did Behrman finish at the end?
16.
He got a penalty, didn't he? Because I remember
he got a 10-second penalty. Yeah, where did he finish in the end?
That's a shame. Hadja though got a point at the end of it somehow.
Yeah, from pit stop to P10, gained 9 places in that race. It was absolutely crazy.
He's getting that Red Bull seat now. Lawson's blown it.
Of course he has. Lawson made 2 races now that he's been in contact with other drivers, and Lawson
was
always does this. Even last year,
P12 in the end, Behrman.
Oh, that's a shame. I really
but what do you call it? He's at fault for the Yuki incident.
Of course he is. He's just been he's been too aggressive, thinking he's everything. But do you know what? I respect the mentality, but there's a time and a place. And if you're not fighting for points, if you're fighting for points,
you're not Max Verstappen, mate.
I don't think, again, going back to last weekend, I don't think Sainz left Lawson plenty of space for that. I think that was just a racing incident. There shouldn't have been a 10-second penalty there for him. Lawson has proved himself. They are appealing it. Yeah, I don't know what's happening about that at the moment, but they are appealing it.
Yeah.
But we see time and time again all these incidents that are involving Lawson, where he's slightly touching. He's going in there as though he's on a set of dodgems at the fairground ride. This is F1. It's the dodgems. It's keep your car to your car. You can't be touching or bouncing here, there, and everywhere. It's.
Can I just ask something? It's random, and the people watching this won't understand. Am I recording?
You are. No, recording. You are recording.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Because
you weren't
last time we
recording, then
recorded the
I
whole
would have
episode.
genuinely just like, yeah.
Last time we recorded, I didn't record any of it. My camera just didn't work.
Alright. It was funny
do.
because
We had two glitches like that.
whilst I was live over these last couple of days, I was like, oh yeah, in the new video you'll see all of our predictions, and I was like, oh shit, no you won't,
You won't.
because Alfie wasn't Alfieing. But it's
You
okay.
said them that.
Well, there's one of the clips as well. You disappeared halfway through the clip, didn't you? It was just ended up being me and Harshal talking for.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
we captured any of your audio. That would be funny. Just hear it goes.
There's literally nothing on there from Alfie from the last session.
That's all right. He's here when it matters.
I wish it did record because I predicted a Max win and Max pole.
I didn't, did I? I think I said Max gets P2. I think, anyways. I kept saying Piastri win.
Yeah.
Norris, Piastri, Leclerc.
I know I said
There's one thing I
Leclerc
want to talk
P3.
about though.
Go on.
The Ferraris look mega in practice. They get into Q1, they look good. Q2 look alright. Q3 they're just shit. They are.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they're never going to outdo the McLarens. They're never going to outdo Max.
They don't
so
have Max Verstappen.
well, exactly. So
Practice one, they looked so. Lewis looked really good in practice one this weekend.
yeah, he did, and practice two as well. He looked all right as
And
well.
then he just fades.
Well, yeah, because I think I don't know, it's a weird one. They're there, but they look like they're there, but then they're not. It's so strange. I mean, I was looking at.
I know for a fact they were the only team with their engines fully turned up, and they were just going for glory runs.
Of course, they need to build up.
Well,
some
think
hype
about
in
it. They got the 1-2 in the first practice. That's the headline for the papers.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I mean. They did that.
The headlines don't score your points. But yeah, Ferrari are purely about PR stunts as well. That is why Lewis Hamilton is there at the moment. He's not there to.
Well, yeah, because they've got the biggest fan base, haven't they? You see that Tifosi, you can't help but think, I want to be in that crew. No matter who you are, literally, and maybe if you're like a proper hardcore McLaren fan, because of the rivalry, like if you're a Formula One fan in general, you want to be a part of that Tifosi, just cheering on with thousands of people saying the same name.
I know quite a few people that just that don't entertain it, loyal to Red Bull.
They're loyal to Red Bull. Yeah, I mean, I'm loyal to Red Bull, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy other teams and their communities.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But
I mean, I'd never say that as a football fan. I'd never say that about Spurs or City or Liverpool. Yeah, I think the rivalry is a bit different there. But Formula One, yeah, facts. But I think with Formula One, there's only 20 of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's only 10 teams. Half of them are basically copycats of each other because they're getting the power unit from either Mercedes or Ferrari. So, enjoy it.
One thing though, what do you think about Alonso, man? So unlucky.
That was unlucky for Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Didn't even get
They
to.
wanted to investigate
literally, what was that about?
The hydraulic failure. Hydraulic issue with his car.
Yeah. But did you see both Aston Martins were under investigation?
I did see that. Something because they were during practicing. They didn't do their practice starts in the proper box where they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're both under investigation for that. Which
they'll probably get a reprimand. Recently, the FIA have been given so many reprimands, and that's it. Like, it's just been like so many pit lane incidents that have happened, and it's just slap on the wrist, reprimand, €7,500 fine.
The Alonso when he didn't speed, but he went into the pits. Oh my god! I thought that was gonna be a crash there.
So Kimi got a 5. Didn't Kimi get a 5-second penalty last week for speeding in the pits?
You've got to feel for Kimi.
I think he's got too much on his shoulders. It's too much on his shoulders.
What they should have done, they should have thrown him in the.
Where did George Russell finish? He finished 5th, didn't he? Yeah, he did, because he finished ahead of Max. Not Max. Ever. Never, ever. He finished ahead of Lewis. Lulu, yeah.
Borderline violence.
Borderline violence.
What's I going to say?
I'm happy for Lewis, though, I'll tell you what. I think that P10 to P6...
I think he shouldn't have even been P10. I think the FIA need to get their act together, and that should have been dealt with in the race last week.
Yeah.
An incident that happened before the lights have even gone out, and they're like, we'll do it after the race. Well, you've just cost him potential podium in this race because you've not gotten off your asses. You're overly paid asses and dealt with this in a quick time. Yeah, but it's just I don't understand how. It's because they just want to sit down and watch the race. They can't be bothered. I don't know what their excuse is, but that could have been dealt with. Time penalty in the race. He could have served before he had an accident. Might have even stopped him having an accident because he would have been I don't know. Yeah, it's just it
And
just
that's the
baffles me how
heartbreak
they
of
work.
the what if, because Lewis did have the pace today, and literally, what if he started P5 and that penalty was slightly different?
He would have
could
finished
have
above
been
Charles, I
challenging for the
think.
podiums because he had pace. He had a really good pace.
But he had pace, but he didn't have pace to match the McLarens or Max.
But I think it would have been different because Leclerc was already challenging Piastri out of turn 1 and 2. Hamilton would have tried to make the most of that because obviously you're going to be in dirty air if two of them are fighting against each other.
Also, I think the reason Charles got Oscar, I think Charles probably fired his tyres up better than Oscar.
Probably. Oscar wasn't that quick either today, weirdly, because when you were looking at the splits, I think...
He always has 1 or 2 good weekends in a row and then he'll be anonymous.
And it wasn't that. He just didn't look like challenging for anything. He was like in a comfortable P3 because you could see that, like, my biggest thing was like, oh my God, Max is actually pulling away from the McLarens in the first 10, 15 laps. And then after Piastri got through Leclerc, I was thinking, okay, now Piastri's obviously going to try and catch up onto Norris, but it was...
He sat there and he's like 6 seconds behind him pretty much all the race.
It was 6 seconds the entire way through. It was 6 seconds from Max to Norris, then 6 seconds from Norris to Piastri, and then 6 seconds from Piastri to Leclerc. And I was like, what is going on? That is so strange, but...
Just enough time to give them all clean air, and they didn't want to get any closer and start ruining their tyre bag or whatever.
It was so polite. It was such a courteous race, and you think... As everyone already said, you know what? Max is too good. Get lost now.
We agree on. We'll finish like this.
Yeah, so strange.
I want to say one thing. You know that turn 1 incident, going back to penalties. If Max hadn't given the position back, that would have been a penalty.
100%. The only reason why Max gave it back was because GP said, "Come on, mate, do what's right."
Yeah, and when GP says something, he does it. Normally,
it was a 5-second penalty, so it wouldn't have even mattered to Max.
At the end, but I think strategy would have been slightly different, you know? There would have been a bit more pressure and whatnot.
But I think if it was Lando that pushed Max off, he wouldn't have got a penalty.
Yeah, that is true. But then again, I think Max, because he took the slip road, I think it was just courteous of them to just do the right thing. I mean, what was like 4 laps, max?
And he dusted the McLarens anyway.
And he dusted, The way you said dusted the McLarens, I really felt the spite there. No, fair play. I mean, I'm happy that at least Max is providing us with some entertainment. And you know what? People are forgetting about this, but Max Verstappen might genuinely be one of the biggest reasons as to why the championship fight between Piastri and Norris goes all the way to the end. Because he's that annoying, like he's that cog, which just means that the machine isn't working that well for the entire enigma of what McLaren is. Because if you've got a Max P2, and you've got McLarens on either side, that's now a 10 points difference. That's a 10 point swing either way.
Yeah, speaking about the championship though, I'll say this. If Max wins the championship, I will get MV1 tattooed.
Mate, if Max Verstappen wins the championship, I will get Max Verstappen tattooed on my forehead. It's not happening. It is not happening.
Well, you'd like to think it would happen.
You'd like to think, absolutely. But I've learned, it's the hope that can.
I see what you did there, reverse psychology, because you said that for Brazil, and he won. Reverse psychology.
But the wife says she's going to go and get me a tattoo if as soon as I hit the 10K on TikTok, she's going to go and get me a Lando Norris tattoo.
Wow.
And if you leave, you're a bit screwed.
Well, that's it.
Well, I've got her account banned, because that'll be a bit...
yeah. Well, I'm just not going to stream the race.
Poor Reese.
Poor Reese. What was he thinking? He was doing a Liam Lawson.
Speaking of unluckiness, though, Carlos Sainz is so unlucky. He should have at least 60 points.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot from him for next year. I think we're going to.
I think he'll come to beat. Not come to. I think he'll beat Albon next year, though.
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
I think the Williams are going to do all right next year. I
think Williams will do all right. I think what Carlos does need is like the first 5 races of next year to just go well. Because there's always some sort of silly incident or some sort of...
He's been on the back foot since Australia because of the crash.
Every single driver that we've wanted to succeed in our hearts, it's just not been their year. Like, Norris, everyone was backing him last year. So far, it doesn't seem like it's going all fully his way.
Do you know what done with Kimi?
Same with, what's his name? One sec. Same with Carlos Sainz. We all wanted Carlos Sainz to do really well. And a part of us also wanted Lewis to do really well. And it just seems like they've moved into new teams, and all of the people who are like the headlines of the big teams, they just haven't been able to manifest their.
But Carlos did say it. coming into this season, because in pre-season testing, he was absolutely. I know a lot of teams sandbagged, but he was the one that was shining through everything. But he did say, don't expect anything like that on the track. He goes, we're not there this year at all. Wait till next year. Wait till next year. And then it started off really bad in Australia. He spun out, didn't he, in the rain? And then it went from bad to worse for Carlos Sainz. He wasn't scoring any points, but I genuinely think, hopefully next year we are going to see Williams to be another team to start challenging for things. Maybe not for a championship, getting some podiums throughout the year. We need to see more teams challenging for it, because it's only been the same three teams. It's either Red Bulls, McLarens.
It's either three teams or three drivers, really.
It is. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's interesting for me being a McLaren fan. I'm liking it because last year it was the first constructors we've won since 1998, so it was a long time coming. So to have 2 years on the bounce has been good. But for people that are getting into it, I can see why they get bored of it and they think, oh, it's just McLaren dominating. But it's not. It's not. We haven't dominated.
If you were here last year,
we've gone for a long dry spell.
Yeah.
We've gone for, and every team, it goes in cycles like that. But I guess that's why they're trying to change regs and everything to try and even it out. And I mean, that's why they brought the cost cap in, to try and stop teams running away with it and everything. But it hasn't worked because some teams, you have got a cost cap, but some teams don't have the money to get anywhere near that cost cap.
Haas.
No.
Alpine as well are financially not that great with
they are literally, their team, their revenue is just run like a charity shop. Like, they just put their shares out for sale to anyone, and it's like whoever bids the highest. Like,
they're on Vinted, I think, aren't they? You can get some on Vinted.
Oh yeah, they're just looking for the biggest next sugar daddy. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's a bit sad, but I'll tell you what, I am excited for next year. Yeah. Definitely, for sure. Especially, like, I still haven't done enough research into understanding how MOM works. Because obviously that's replacing DRS. The cars are going to be slightly smaller, and I think there is a big emphasis on the cars' developments next year. And if anything, dare I be optimistic? If there isn't, I think two things happen for next year. I'll just cut it short. The first thing is, if there's going to be one clear winner, like one clear team that's going to be amazing, I think they're just going to it's going to be like either the most boring year ever, like if we're going to have another 2023 Red Bull, or like the entire Mercedes domination, or because everyone is still trying to understand what they're doing, like in 2022 with the porpoising and whatnot, I think it'll be anyone's race weekend depending on what happens. Because there's going to be... Yeah, because you're going to have different parts, aren't you?
Cadillac come in and do a Brawn season.
Oh, yeah, man. Can you imagine dancing with Bottas on the podium?
Didn't Brawn have like £45 million put in by Honda before they sold the team? So it's not like they were from scratch. It was still
Red Bull were, though. Red Bull was sold. Red Bull were, they bought Jaguar for £1.
Yeah, different regulations, isn't it?
Yeah. But hey ho, let's see what happens.
I've got 2 points though. This season, I think, although it's been very sad and boring as a Red Bull fan, but I think when we see Max win, it's a lot more rewarding.
Yeah, I would love to see Yuki get a P6 at least, though.
Yeah,
he is. Do you know what's really sad? He is 18th in the Drivers' Championship.
His race pace is awful.
And the only two people below him. No, there's three below him, isn't there? Because there's two. We've got two.
No, Bortoletto's higher than him. Bortoletto's got more points already.
Bortoletto got points? No, I mean Colapinto and Duran are the only two below him. So Tsunoda's 19th. Tsunoda's 19th in the
second to that one, third last year.
And Colapinto and Duran are the both
how many is Bortoletto on? No.
Bortoletto 18 points now.
Yeah, look at that.
18 points.
For a Sauber, mate.
Hey, poor old Hulk though, but he's still P10 in the in the drivers.
Yeah. I've got one point though about Kimi that I was going to say about earlier. I think what they should have done is put Sainz in the Mercedes for a year or two, put Kimi in the Williams, or they could have, to sweeten the engine deal with Alpine, throw Kimi in it, 2 years guaranteed with Alpine.
Yeah, I think it could.
But then he wouldn't be as much of a PR machine as he is being seen now. Because then the hype around Kimi Antonelli, like, I'll be honest, I'd never heard of Kimi Antonelli up until when it was spoken about. like last year. I remember it was in March 2024. I made a video, which got banned on TikTok because I said Mercedes are looking at this young boy or something, and obviously it sounded a bit interesting. I put that as the title and it got no views, and it was about Kimi because they were looking at getting Kimi in. I mean, we'll see. I'm hopeful that he does well, but it's just far too early to tell, and I don't want to be negative about him.
He's not ready.
We'll see.
He's not ready,
yeah.
And imagine, he's lucky he got Russell in the car. Imagine Max did sign for Mercedes. His career would be over before it started.
Yeah, people would be laughing at him.
I've heard Russell wasn't happy. Russell was looking at leaving Mercedes.
Yeah, he's not happy apparently because they've not offered him.
Because if not,
he won't leave. He won't leave. Where would he go if he left? Unless Stroll chuck out.
Mate, he lost all of his bargaining power, and he was like, "I'd pay for a seat next year if I had to." He said that on live television.
Unless
he lost any chips that he had on the table, he basically just gave to the card dealer and said, "Take them for me. I'm bored." Like
he was on his knees for Toto.
Yeah, it's just so silly.
But
meanwhile, you've got Max Verstappen just knowing, what a guy. If it was up to me, yeah, exactly. Max is just there. Like, have you seen those videos where like you've got hands and then you've got the bigger hand above?
Yeah.
Just like the puppet master
above.
That's Max Verstappen. Yeah, you've got Toto Wolff, George Russell, Kimi Antonelli, and on top of Toto Wolff, you've got Max Verstappen, and probably above him you've got Joss. But yeah, I mean, see what happens. It's a good problem to have.
Should we end it there? We'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
On the Russell, we've got a good half hour in for tonight. Alfie, any last thoughts? The last thoughts, Alfie, like Jerry Springer style. Let's have Alfie's thoughts.
My last thoughts are Max Verstappen brilliance, takes that pole, sets the fastest lap in F1 history. Then he absolutely dog walks, leashes Lando and both McLarens, proving why he is the man. He's the cream of the crop. He's the best driver on the grid by a country mile as well, by the way. He just proved that he can do everything. He's got it in the bag. And when you count him out, he'll come back fighting. No, he was enormous the whole weekend. He was good, but we were sandbagging in practice. And
every weekend, Max does that. Every weekend in practice, he doesn't come out. He doesn't come into himself until qualifying.
Yeah, I agree.
He does it every weekend. That's why I said don't ever trust Max in practice sessions.
But never count him out. And building on from that point of Max Verstappen, the video is now at 33 seconds. Let's end it.
Shell. Any last thoughts?
Max Verstappen masterclass. That's all that can be said. He reminded everyone who he is.
We move in silence.
That's it. I think people were genuinely shocked. Did you see the video of Gabriel Bortoletto when he was told over the radio that Max?
Yeah, what a guy is Max.
That's amazing. No way.
And sorry, one last thing. I don't want to carry this on anymore. But when Max took pole,
5 minutes into this, Alfie said, "I'm done speaking about Max now."
No, but like they just show they don't even show Max crossing the line. They point it to the Mercedes.
Alfie, you got a bit of a Verstappen sweet corn there.
Nah. What about you, Dave? How about you?
Hats off to Max. He did race a brilliant race this weekend. You can't deny that. But yeah, I think Lando's going to come back fighting next weekend. Not next weekend, the weekend after. Week off, chill out, put his feet up.
I think we race week we've had that.
Yeah, every week.
For that.
He is
coming back. Until then, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching. Alfie, Dave, always amazing.
And we'll see you for Baku in a couple of weeks.
Speak very soon. Bye. Take care.
See ya.